Welcome to all in virtual classroom of biology for standard 12 science students produced by Department of Biology is a part of Janta Shikshan Sanstha's Kisanveer Mahavidyalaya Y in session first presented by Sri Sushant Kumar Swami. Today we are going to discuss a concept reproduction. This concept you have earlier studied in standard 10th. This reproduction means reproduction is a process in which living organism produce new young one like themselves or himself. It is a process which produces new young one. In simple word, which gives birth to new young one. This process is called as reproduction. There is another definition of reproduction is biological process of formation of new life forms from pre-existing similar life. For example, cat gives birth to kittens. Look at the picture. Here is the cat. In the picture there is a single cat and they are the 5 kittens. Kittens and cats, they are similar. They look like similar. There is another example. Dog gives birth to puppies. Dog and its puppy is both also similar. There is a definition of reproduction in Marathi for those studied in Marathi medium. Just read out, again read out and try to understand the concept of reproduction. Now go to next. Different methods of reproduction. Reproduction divides into two methods. First method is asexual reproduction and second method is sexual reproduction. Now in detail we can see sexual reproduction method. Before going to that, we see the different characters, important characters of asexual and sexual reproduction method. We studied this character in a comparison chart or differentiating charts. This method goes to easy to understand or memorize these concepts. So let's see first differentiate between asexual and sexual reproduction. First one, asexual. Here is asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, male and female gametes are not essential. In this method, sperm and ovum, pollen grains or eggs, these are not required, they are not essential. Fertilization is also not essential in asexual reproduction. If gametes are not there, so the fusion is also not necessary. Then reproductive organs, male and female reproductive organs are not required in asexual reproduction method. In asexual reproduction method, single organism is capable to reproduce and there is no variety or no variation of living organisms are observed in asexual reproduction. These are the characters of asexual reproduction. Now we are going to see sexual reproduction and its characters. First, male and female gametes are essential. Male and female gametes like sperm, ovum, they are essential, they must be in this method. If any one of gamete is absent, this process not completed. So in sexual reproduction, male and female gametes are essential. Fertilization is also essential. Male and female gametes are there, then there must be fusion, and that fusion is known as fertilization. So fertilization is also essential. Male and female reproductive are also required for the production of male gamete, for the production of female gamete. Male reproductive organ, female reproductive organ must be there, so it is required. In this sexual reproduction method, single body is sufficient, or sometimes a pair of bodies are necessary. Single body, but that body consists both organs, male reproductive organs and female reproductive organs present on same body. Example is earthworm or liver fluke. They are called as hermaphrodite. These animals, both sex organ present on same body. But sometimes male and female different bodies are necessary for reproduction in sexual reproduction method. Number of variety, various characters, variability is observed in sexual. Now this is the chart. That chart differentiates between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction in Marathi, those coming from Marathi medium. Just overlook it step by step. It is just translation of previous slide, nothing but. Now we go to next. If you have properly read, I hope. Now go to next. Next is the asexual reproduction. Now we are going to study details in asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is divides into two methods. First one method is depend on the body of animals. If animal is made up of single cell, it is called as unicellular, and if animal body is made up of many cells, it is called as multicellular. Asexual reproduction takes place in unicellular organism by three sub-methods. First one is binary fission. Example, Paramecium euglena. Second one is multiple fission. Example, amoeba. Then budding method. Example is yeast. Such a way, in multicellular organism, asexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation, means bodies divide into fragments. Example, Spirogyra. Second is the regeneration. A part of body, any part of body is capable to produce new whole body, that is called as regeneration. Next, budding. Budding, in example Hydra, a small outgrowth is there, that outgrowth grows and forms a smaller part of larger body, and that part is look like bird. This bird detach and forms grows new organism, that is called as budding method. Next one is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation takes place in plant. It is a vegetative propagation mostly takes place in plants. I don't think so it is observed in animal, but rarely in animal, not in animal. Most of the animals reproduce by budding, regeneration, fragmentation, these methods. Vegetative propagation is not observed in animals, it is only observed in plants. Plant reproduce asexually through their vegetative parts. I repeat, plant reproduce asexually through their vegetative parts. Hence, the new plants formed are genetically identical to their parents. This is the vegetative reproduction. Example, we use the stem of any plant which buried it, and from that part of stem a new plant is developed and it grows than the like the original plant. This is the vegetative reproduction. Then next part is the spore formation. Spore formation is one of the asexual method of reproduction. In this method, reproduction occurs by flagellated motile zoospores which can grow independently into new individuals. Small zoospores are there. The zoospores are released in air, they goes anywhere where they drop, at that there this zoospore grows into a new young individual. Example is Chlamydomonas. So these are the different types or different submethods of asexual reproduction. Now our main is that reproduction in lower animals. You can see some pictures of lower animals. First one is cycon, then hydra, liver fluke, etc. In these animals, mostly reproduction takes place by asexual method. Sometimes some few animals maybe shows sexual reproducing method, but majority they reproduce asexually. First one is gemule formation. Example sponges. In sponge, its body is made up of cells. In these cells, dormant cells are aggregate. Actually, it is a cell aggregate body plan. It means that cells are just aggregate. In that, the dormant cells aggregate and forms mass of cells. That mass of cells is called as archocytes. That archocyte produce new young one. In favorable condition. If there is no favorable condition, means unfavorable conditions, this mass of cells, archocytes, is covered by a coat. That coat provides amoeboid cells, and this gemule remains as it is up to favorable condition is not there. When favorable condition is there, this gemule hatch and develop into new young one called new young ones. Example is sponges or spongilla. Next method is the budding. Budding method is observed in hydra. In hydra, near basal end of small outgrowth is appear that develops bud with grows new hydra and finally detach as a new organism. Look at the screen. The process is as here. This is the hydra. At basal end, here is small outgrowth takes place. This small outgrowth like this. This grows. This grows. This is the small hydra, and this small hydra grows and then it is detached, and it grow like original hydra. This is the budding method observed in lowering animals. Of the animals reproduces asexually. So these are the reproduction takes place in lower animals. Now we are concluded here, and we go to next session, that is second session. In second section we see reproduction of higher animals. Thank you.